Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Stargirl Season 3 review series. And today I am going to be talking about Episode 11, Frenemies Chapter 11, The Haunting, which I have just finished watching. And this episode was absolutely fantastic and a great follow-up to Episode 10, where we finally learned the identity of the mysterious caped figure who has been watching everyone in Blue Valley, and it turned out to be none other than Icicle, aka Jordan McKent. And we saw at the very end of that last episode, we saw the Crocs get frozen to death, and Jordan McKent shattered them into 1,000 pieces, which to me was a very chilling way to end episode 10. So basically, what we have been seeing so far is we've been seeing lots of different suspects for who killed the gambler. Sylvester Pemberton was a suspect, the Shade was a suspect, Cindy Berman was a suspect as well. You know, it's been all different people who could have killed the gambler. And now that the Ultra Humanite has been fully revealed, all fingers are pointing to him. And now that Jordan McKent has revealed himself, all fingers are now pointing to him that he could be the killer. So this is all leading up to a massive head. And from the way this episode ended, which we are going to be talking about in a moment, this is setting up for the final two episodes of season 3 very nicely, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is all going to blow over. And also, we've been seeing Rick, aka Our Man. He's kind of been on a power trip. He's kind of been power hungry ever since he's got the hourglass to give him unlimited power as Our Man. So obviously that's going to play a big part in this story arc as well. But I'm really enjoying season 3 at the moment, and it's still hard to believe that we are 2 more episodes away from season 3 wrapping up for good. Not to mention the fact that we are also 2 editions away from wrapping up this review series for good. So the next 2 episodes are going to be very interesting, to say the very least. So, as always, I'm going to give a quick recap of what's happened so far, and then we're going to get straight into talking about episode 11. So, basically, what's happened so far is we've seen the return of Jordan McKent, who was revealed, as I mentioned, at the end of episode 10, and he murdered the Crocs in cold blood, no pun intended. And we also saw in episode 10, Courtney told Cameron about what happened to his dad, and she took the blame, saying that she was the one who killed Cameron's dad, when it was actually Mike who killed Icicle by running him over with that truck back in season 1. And we also see that Rick's becoming more and more aggressive, more and more addicted to the power of the hourglass. And as we saw now that Pat and Sylvester revealed the identity of the Ultra Humanite, who is an old enemy of the JSA and an associate of the Dragon King. And they basically revealed that he was able to place his mind in different people's bodies before finally taking the form of a giant gorilla. And this is all setting up for the eventual showdown with Ultra Humanite. So as I said, we left episode 10 with the reveal of the mysterious figure who's been spying on everyone in Blue Valley. And as I said already, it turned out to be none other than Jordan McKent. So with that all said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about episode 11, chapter 11, The Haunting. So this episode opens up with the end of the season 1 finale, where we saw Icicle and Courtney going at it, and we see both of them fall off the roof. Yolanda, of course, as we remember, saved Courtney, and we see Icicle crash onto the floor into 1,000 pieces, and he was quickly able to regenerate himself. But just before he fully formed, he was hit by a car, which was Mike driving. But we also see something we didn't see. After he dissolved, we see him slowly start to reform his whole body, and we slowly see him retreating into the sewers, where he stayed underground for almost a year, just trying to put himself back together, no pun intended. We then are taken back to the present, where we see Artemis and the JSA track Crusher's mask to the sewers, where they find Artemis's parents' remains. Now, as we all remember, they were frozen to death at the hands of Icicle, and obviously this leaves Artemis absolutely devastated and very upset. So quite an emotional moment there. We also see Jordan returns home and tells his family that Mike hit him, but he does not desire revenge. And we see him, he returns to the American dream, where he tells Barbara that he is willing to help the JSA defeat the Ultra Humanite, and claims that killing Crusher and Paula was an accident. So what we're seeing is that Jordan McKent is officially made his return to Blue Valley, and he's basically trying to tell everyone that he's changed, that he's willing to let the past remain there and start fresh. We all know that he can't be trusted. And we also see Mike and Chikim are unable to depower Jordan with Thunderbolt, since doing so would kill him, and Thunderbolt is not allowed to kill anyone because he's a Wishmaster and he's not allowed to wish death on anyone. We also see Cindy returns and agrees to join Chikim and Mike in taking down Jordan once and for all. But of course, they call themselves the All Stars, which Cindy does not exactly do backflips over the name, and she says we might need to work on that a little bit. We also see Cameron trying to rekindle his relationship with Courtney, and after she briefly encounters Jordan, Jordan tells Courtney that he's sorry for his mistakes, he's sorry for all the bad things he's done, and he wants to start fresh. Sylvester asks her if he can take the staff to kill Jordan, and Courtney doesn't say anything, and we know that Sylvester is right, but Courtney wants to see the good in everyone. Says, well, maybe Jordan has changed. Maybe we should give him another chance. Of course, Sylvester is not having that. We also see Barbara has taken Artemis to stay with the Whitmores and Duggins after trashing her own house due to being very upset that her parents were murdered. And we also see Yolanda contacts her mum that she only lied to protect her and that she loves her very much. So this is all very emotional stuff, but very enjoyable. This was a very enjoyable episode. And then we see, at the very end, we see Jordan meets the Ultra Humanite and tells him that it's time. And that's how we end episode 11. Overall, as I said, absolutely fantastic episode. Did a great job in helping to set up the final 2 episodes of season 3, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how all of this is going to play out. But something tells me that if anything is to go by the past seasons, I think we're going to see the season go out with a massive bang, especially as now this is the final season of the show, which I'm very much bummed out about. But if, as I said, if these episodes are anything to go by, then I think this show could really go out on a real high. But time will tell, really. But overall, as I said, really enjoyed this episode a lot. So that's going to be it from me. I am going to wrap this up now. What was your thoughts on episode 11? Did you enjoy it? What is your thoughts on Jordan McKent officially returning to Blue Valley? What's his agenda? Do you believe he's truly changed? And also, what about Cindy, Chikim, and Mike working together? How do you think that's going to work? Can Cindy be trusted? And also, what about Ultra Humanite and Jordan McKent now working together? Could they be putting the ISA back together for one final battle with the JSA? Or have they got something even bigger planned? And also, what was your thoughts on the opening scene of revisiting season 1 and showing you how Jordan was able to put himself back together? Do you think that was good? And also, How do you think all of this is going to play out? And also, where does Cameron fit into all of this? Could he be following in his own father's footsteps, or could he actually turn around and help the JSA defeat him? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Stargirl Season 3 review series, where I am going to be talking about episode 12, which I am very much looking forward to talking about, especially with the way this episode ended. Should be a good one, and I'm super pumped for how these final two episodes are going to play out. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.